Hello, 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 everybody. It is Friday, and it's 2 p.m. right on time. Done. It's not 2 p.m. where you are.
No, it's 12 p.m. where I'm at. I'm in the beautiful Rocky Mountain area of Lakewood, Colorado, and couldn't be more excited to be sharing time with Mike today and sharing just great, valuable nuggets of experience that we've been achieving, especially as it relates to communicating it on LinkTank, which is really getting a lot of excitement and it's really very impressive. So what are we
Yeah.
going to talk about today, Mike?
Well, let's. I love starting that the show with giving the listeners an expectation. Link Tank is here. No one needs more information. Everyone needs the right information in the right order, and it's all about the application of the information. So our
Mhm.
objective: 20 minutes, Tuesday, Friday. Don and I. Don's almost got 40,000 people. I got 13,000 people. Between us, we're coming on 10 million views of our post. Our objective is to share what's working today and what's not. In addition to Don and I individually crushing it on LinkedIn, we're both running programs. I've got almost 60 clients that every day we're in LinkedIn with these amazing clients. Don's in this group, thought leaders and corporate executives that are crushing it on LinkedIn. And there's a system and a process. So LinkTank is designed for us to take everything that we're doing and learning and share it with you. The objective: take one thing, one little thing, put it to work. Today, I'm going to let Don lead off. We're going to talk about the importance of understanding your ideal customer. Don.
Thank you for the intro. Just to follow up a little bit with Mike, uh, we're seeing it happening. We're not thinking it or talking it. We're actually seeing it happening, and it's going beyond us to people in our groups like us. And that was the motivation for LinkTank. And to follow up on the ideal customer, I think to bring some context, what's so valuable is understanding that if you can really identify that ideal customer, you'll have a lot more relevancy in your conversations, in your interactions, and hopefully in your future collaborations. So you really, one way to do it is just think of who would you love to call you and say, let's do something. Well, those are the people that can start to figure into your ideal customer. The other element that one can use is who are you now working with? What are the characteristics of that individual? And how do you match those up with the huge population that LinkedIn serves up every day? So I think that's really a key beginning point. Mike, you want to add to that?
Yes, yes. So I do a lot of work on ideal customer with our customers, and many people have gone through ideal customer sort of workshops, and they say, okay, it's a male 45 that's got two kids and drives a Ford Bronco, and that, I guess, that exercise is fine, but the reality is, we're faced with a much different task on LinkedIn. If you're following what we're doing on LinkTank, there's two components to be successful on LinkedIn. There's creating outrageous content and getting massive views that creates inbound. That's one perspective. The other perspective is then layering in very smart manual, not with automation, manual, non-salesy outbound. Now, both of these is crucial to know your ideal customer, and it's very different approach on LinkedIn. So when we're talking about outbound, let's talk about that first because most people are more familiar with that. Then you do Sales Navigator, and then you get really small lists of 100 or 150 people that are extremely right for you. And if any of those 150 were to say yes, it would move the needle for you. So the opportunity is to build 10, 20 sets of lists like this. And we're not going to go into the list building today, but we like to talk about triangulating the list. So there's crucial points of commonality in one list and the next, which makes it easier when you're going after those people in that list to add relevant outbound information. Don't want to go too much into that. We're not going into outbound today, just the importance of understanding ideal customer because you got to build a great list. Today, we're really focusing on the content side. And the content side, which creates inbound, it's it's a very interesting process. It's more like a shotgun approach, right? If we're doing outbound, it's onesies, 111. It's like a rifle. It's very narrow. If we're creating content, it's broad, and it's a shotgun approach. But we don't want to leave this massive viewership that we get to the LinkedIn gods, because then we're going to end up with all willy nilly. There's different types of businesses and sizes, and if we get a big following, it becomes irrelevant, because it's not the following, as Don said, that we want to be in a conversation to buy from us. So the question is, if we have the opportunity to have LinkedIn and Microsoft broadcast us globally and get 200 million views like we've gotten for our customers, how do we then basically attract the right ideal customer? And we starts by one, knowing who that is. We're not going to go into that exercise. You should know your ideal customer. It's a company with 50 employees that basically is doing $1 million in revenues, and they need your solution. There's 10 million of those type of companies on LinkedIn. Or is it enterprise with 5,000 customers plus, or small biz, 1 to 10? Like that, you'll be able to figure out. The question is, if we're teaching and we're sharing information like we're right now, and we're putting the information out there, how do we make sure that we're attracting the ideal customer? I know the answer. Don, you want to take a jump at that, and then I'll come in on the backside of that?
Well, yeah, to kind of just reinforce what you're saying, it's important to know who you want to work with. But here's what Mike is real, the root of what Mike is saying, the nugget here, is whatever you come up with is a test, right? And the test results come in after you send out the 10 or 15 outbound, right? And you see if you're getting the response, and you start to tailor it as you go. So LinkedIn is a work in progress that evolves, and you have the opportunity to choose, unlike in most physical real life areas, who you want to work with and getting the exposure. Now, what was that question one more time, Mike?
So the question is, on outbound, what we're talking about, most people have a clue, because that's rifle. So you create a small list, and then you do what you said. You do the communication, you make incremental improvements, and then you get into conversations. And of course, you're controlling it one by one. Maybe it's a group of 100, but you created the group of 100. So in the group creation, if 5 weren't ideal, just get them out of there. So you literally have 100% of the people that you're targeting are perfect for you. It's easy to see. But when we're doing content production and getting LinkedIn to give us millions of views like they do, and that's going broadcasting around the world, the question is, how do you attract your ideal customer? Because you don't want every customer on. There's 800 million customers on LinkedIn. You don't want 800 of them. Maybe good for your ego, but it's definitely not good for your pocketbook.
Well, that's, if you take it to the next level, and we have gone way beyond the superficial. We like to dive deep and really make strong connections and relationships. So with that said, how do you attract them? What content are you providing? Is it the content that they want to see, that they're looking at? And even more importantly, take an extra step or two and see what they're posting, see what they're interested in. And pretty soon you'll say, hey, why not do what they're doing? They're putting out the work. I can bring the value. And then when you connect with them, you're already aligned and similar in your subject matter, in your approach. The other big thing. So it's not just quality. A lot of times me and Mike say, good is good enough, perfection's just too expensive, right? Is when you get to consistency, right? That's another way of being known as, hey, not only is this person aligned with what I'm doing, they're working it. People like to work with people who are working, and that's a key characteristic as your ideal customer, right? They can be great on paper, but if they're out of action, no interest, or don't care, then you're just wasting your time. So I think the beauty of LinkedIn, it gives you so many avenues. And while you're waiting for something to happen, you can continue to make things happen in those avenues, whether it's posting, whether it's commenting. Commenting to me is superior to posting if you're really trying to take the rifle approach instead of the shotgun. identify those 10 or 20 you want to hit every day. You may want to hit them with a message. You may want to hit them with a comment, but remind yourself. It's just like watering your plants, right? You bought 10 beautiful plants and you want to keep them healthy. Every day you're going to make sure you take care of them. If you got 10 beautiful high-profile customers or clients, right? You want to be there first. And here's another thing. Buy yourself some vowels to solve the puzzle, right? If you're commenting on somebody who you want to impress and connect with, they only have 15 or 20 comments, believe me, if they're lucky a day. Be the best comment of that day, right? Most people say, cool post. If you say, hey, Jerry, read your thing, super impressed, keep it going, love following you. Believe me, you're getting top of mind awareness right off the bat, because at the end of the day, there's so few people doing anything that the people who do something and then take it one more level and put some thought and consistency to it, you win by default. And if you get good, you win by merit and default.
Yes. Be the best comment of the day. So that's beautiful. And I love that. And what I'm going to share is we want you to learn something and utilize something either as we're saying it as soon as we get off. So now Don just gave you, this is a nugget, right? It's simple to do. Here's your exercise. Here's one exercise. Try it on, see if it works. Every day, you find 5 great people that would be amazing clients, and you go to their post and you leave the best comment of the day, right? Be the best comment of the day. So I'm going to share my screen because that might sound easy for some and maybe not easy for others. There's 2 things I'm going to show on my screen. So let me just get this in a situation where I can show it, because this is about doing. It's learn and do. So come on, let's go. Hold on, it's giving me a tough time. Okay, there we go. And now we're sharing the screen, so we're going to get that completely crazy infinity until I move this. Bear with me. I move this. And I'm going to put this over here for now. And what I want to show is not this. I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to get in and put the LinkedIn on. And we're going to go to a profile, doesn't matter whose profile you go to. And you're going to say, well, how do I know who commented today to do this, Mike? Right? Like, how do we know? Like, this is, you're saying, okay, it makes sense. Find 5 great posts. So this is the deal. If you're doing, we always pick on whatever. If you own a company that's doing leadership, right? You type leadership in here. Anyone can do this for any keyword of the keyword that they're servicing. But let's just take leadership. And then you go leadership and you go here and you hit posts. The work is being done for you by this incredible company called Microsoft that owns LinkedIn. So right now, and some of this ordering is a little bit wacky, but this is from 4 hours ago. Someone used the hashtag leadership, but you just want to scroll down and get past this. And all of a sudden, here we go. Here's Simon Sinek from 2 days ago. Now, he's a monster. He's got 757 comments. So you're likely, unless you were like the first one to see it, not going to get any bandwidth there. So you just skip over that. And you scroll down and you say, okay, this is Casey Graham. Casey runs a great company that helps people claw back money lost from not paying credit cards. Again, 53, talking about leadership. So this is something like, I know he's super active. So then you would just go in here and you do at Casey. He's going to be the first one that comes up. And like, I'm not even going to read it, but like, your leadership advice is incredible. Dun, 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 dun. Boom. Okay. I'm just doing this quick. Don's talking about leaving the best and smartest comments. So what you would do is read that, and then you would actually leave like a really strong comment. I just want to show you the mechanism to do it because people get lost in the details, right, Don?
Oh, for sure. And to follow up, if you go to Casey's profile, which will help the process, there's an opportunity You see the bell next to
Yes.
LinkedIn? If you hit that bell, it'll notify you every time Casey posts.
There you go. Look at that secret.
Yeah.
Boom.
So hit the bell, it'll tell you. See, only
Yeah.
get notified about his top posts.
Boom.
Now, what you could do is say, okay, Casey's one of my 5 or 10 I want to really comment on. This way, it notifies you, hey, Casey just did a post. Well, now I do a comment, right?
Yes.
You're not chasing them. You're not looking for them. And here's another thing. Not only will you be the best comment, you'll be the best consistent commenter.
Whoa.
Right? And
Yes.
then a week later, you say, geez, this week has been fantastic. We're having wonderful knowledge share here. Let's jump on a call, right? A week worth of following and commenting is going to put you in a peer position versus reaching up and say, hey, I love who you are. I'd love to talk to you, right? You haven't built a bridge yet. And if you do get a call, you're not going to get as many calls or as many conversions. One other thing I want to say that I just realized after being with Mike in the meeting yesterday with the wonderful group we have is Mike shared how you can do analytics on your past behavior on LinkedIn. What I discovered since I've been deploying this strategy of commenting is my activity that I do has gone down by 60%, but my interactions have gone up by 400%. Right? So when I used to do 100 things, I'm doing 40. And where I used to get 15 interactions, I'm getting 60. So it's a way, again, of time management, time efficiency, because that's really the cost of LinkedIn. Everything else is pretty much for free.
Yes.
And knowing what Mike knows and what I do, the nuances, like the bell, like the comment. This is one of hundreds of nuances that we've learned, applied, and with LinkedIn Live and LinkTank as our vehicle, this is our ability to get so many people so much smarter, so much
Yes.
more active, faster.
Yes. And I just put it up on the bottom of the screen. We will be launching LinkTank membership coming soon. We are going to launch it only when Don and I are confident that we are going to kick ass for you. So we're still working out the details and layering the foundation because that's how we are. So you see at the bottom, just message Don or I and say, hey, I want to be on the waiting list and be one of the first to know. We're going to give the first 50 people that join a outrageous incentive, which we won't disclose because just be an action taker and smell it out. So that's the advertising moment for the day. Now I just want to segue in and just, one of the things you do when you teach is you tell them what you're going to teach, you teach, and then you tell them what you taught. So I just want to wrap up what Don was talking about. And then I want to share this next tab because it's very important to what I was sharing earlier about when you're broadcasting your information, how do you attract the right people? And the secret's going to come in a second. But right now, the wrap up from Don is not only, look, I've made it a quote because it's just outrageous, be the best comment of the day, but the double, the power to 2 is consistently be the best comment of the day. And for sure, you will have a relationship with that person. That's the nugget. Now, Don, did I get it?
Oh, I mean, when you repeated it, it even became more powerful to me to listen to it. And it's so true. And it's so simple. And it's based on just a kind of an old school approach, right? Is to show up and show up well. When people used to meet people at places, they used to dress up, right? They use, now you're lucky if a person puts their clothes on when you're talking to them on a Zoom. So, I think this is stuff that you can, like Mike says, more importantly than anything else, you can put it to work 2 minutes after you leave this show and feel good tonight going to sleep knowing you just planted some valuable seeds. And here's the beauty. When it works once, it only keeps working, right? It's not a new combination every day. And you know what you'll say is if 5 worked so well, I want to do 10. I want to do 20. And when you get the activity up, you don't even care about the response because you got so much going on that you just say, hey, everybody's got their time and place. Again, let's work with the workers and do simple things consistently better than everybody else. And that has got to put you at the top of the heap.
Yes. Now, so usually I only like to focus on one great nugget and a few points about that. But this nugget we just covered just like surface, like a whale breaking out. Like that wasn't even one of our real topics today, but it just like a whale breached, and it's probably going to be one of the top nuggets for anything on LinkedIn that gets disseminated in the month of April, and it's April 29th. That maybe Garrett Vaynerchuk can do us a favor and comment on how powerful is we just talked about. Now, going back to doing understanding ideal customer outbound, we covered the ability to create content and then have LinkedIn distribute it and then get ideal customers attracted to you. Well, you can see like this. You want to know that we're teaching the exact stuff that we're doing. This is cloud selling. This is the client portal. We got 100 people in here that are clients, and these are all paying customers. They're paying a lot. So what do you have here? We have our mastermind meetings. We have the 7-figure cloud system with all 9 steps. We have Pexar Squared. We have client stuff, resource library. This is our client portal. Today, 8 hours ago, I posted this for the group, and now we're teaching it to you. This is, look at the enterprise company. I'm going to show you in a second. The company's called Conductor. They call out their customer on their homepage. Look at the benefits that they clearly communicate. I'm telling this to all of my customers 8 hours ago, and now Don and I are telling this to you for free. So here it goes. You need to be able to identify your one, ideal customer specifically, two, their specific pain points, three, benefits you provide to solve those pain points, four, how life is different after they use your product. So this is the example, the number one organic platform. So this is I'm rewriting what they have on this image. I'll make the image bigger. So the number one organic marketing platform. This is what they do, right? So they're on their homepage. They're the number one organic marketing platform. That's the what they do. Then they say built for. That is now going to call out their ideal customer. Watch how beautiful they are. Enterprise. So they like if I call them up, they're going to go shoe fly. Small business. So this company is huge and they spend a fortune. They're going to spend more in marketing than any of us combined will spend. So they know that they were getting mid-sized businesses contacting them. And their solution's way too expensive for mid-size. Small-size companies contacting them. And we don't even want, they can come to our website. We don't want them doing anything else because they're not our ideal customer. So they say, the number one organic marketing platform built for enterprise. And then they go one step further. That's the size of the company. Enterprise SEO, content, and web teams. So they don't want the marketing team or the sales team or the HR team. They only want the SEO, content, and web team. That's the who. So when I blow this up so everybody can see this, hopefully I can blow it up. I just took this from their webpage. Conductor, the number one organic marketing platform built for enterprise, SEO, content, and web teams. It's so beautiful. Then on the left-hand side, they got this thing saying increase traffic, increase conversions, wrote them all down, leads, increase demand, increase revenue from search. So that's pow. That's the benefit to me and you. Not us. We're not going to get there because we're not enterprise. So in its most simplistic way, if you take what I just shared and you say, I am teaching on LinkedIn, I'm broadcasting to the world, I'm going to get 5,000 views on my next post or 500 views on my next post. How do I attract the right people? It's your words. Your words sell. So if it's written word, it's called copy, and you're just looking at the perfect example. So if you're going to write a post, you should be calling out your ideal customer in the post, maybe in the headline. If I'm going to give a 2-minute presentation, then I'm going to be talking about the exact pain points that my customer has, right? So
Mhm.
if I'm dealing with a customer that's a startup, or a customer that is thinking about a business idea, or a customer that's doing a million, 10 million, or a billion, those people do not have the same problems.
Mhm.
They do not have the same problems. So I choose consistency, like Don said, is crucial, the messaging, but I'm choosing the problems that my ideal customer group has. So if I'm going after $10 million revenue companies, I'm only talking about the problems that they have. Man, it's tough to go from 10 million to 50 million. Scaling from 10 million to 20% to 12 million is like a glass ceiling. With $10 million companies, I often find that they have so much inefficiencies and they need to do this to scale. Man, I helped the company get from 5 to 10 million, like, in my former career. And it was tough, but that set of problems that they have, completely different than the $10 million company. So you're literally doing what they're doing, the number one organic marketing platform built for enterprise SEO content web teams. So literally, I can say, if I'm them, man, I was just, at a conference the other day, and Jesus, organic is crucial. And I realized that, we are so good at working with enterprise. That's our focal point. And particularly with the key stakeholders, the SEO content web teams, and we really help them address this problem. So I just took what on the website and I made it into my video. But now, when you control your words and you choose them to meet the pains and the fears and where your clients get stuck at whatever level you're focusing on, then you will be cultivating, creating, and building a group, the following, that are ideal customers. So that was a long dun 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 dun, dun and um, that's how it goes. Sometimes I get on a roll like that.
Well, to layer on to that, I think a big point that may not be fully identified is what we're doing here is a front door to much bigger and more powerful opportunities, strategies that Mike has in place that has been proven. So this is not just learn what we're sharing, get to know us, get to work with us, and let us open more doors to you. Let us save you the time and trouble that we put in. I've been posting every day for 2 years. That's how I know about making the best comment, because I engineered that for myself. Because every day you want to look at what you did and say, how do I do a little better? Well, to do a little bit better, you do better than everybody around you. And what you take to make your decisions is what people like you take to make their decisions, right? So if you know how long it takes, how many times someone's got to call you, how many times you got to figure it out, that is the context and the time frame. And a lot of times me and Mike talk, this is definitely a long game if done right. But the beauty of it is if you work it right, it starts working for you. Right now, a lot of people are putting a lot in. They ain't got the momentum. They don't have the consistency. Some of it is basic common sense. Some of it is nuance and strategy. I wish I had me and Mike when I started 2 years ago. I really
I wish
do.
I had myself.
Yeah, I mean, if someone like me and Mike would have shown up, I would have just tripped into a LinkedIn Live like this, and I would say, a fortune teller told me that this is my next 2 years of this journey, but I can condense it to 2 months and be in a strong position because you're never alone. Collaboration is so key for support, for motivation, for accountability. It's the things that make you winners in anything else you've won at that you need to apply to this in the same manner. And it's fun when every week you say, boy, we hit another nugget, and you add it to all the nuggets that you've been picking up along the way. And to Mike's point, with 60 people in his group, that is just an amazing list of talent. You pick up all their knowledge every week, right? So 60 people learning together, how much do you got to learn from everybody? The key then is how much can you apply? Once you load up on the knowledge, now it's execution, right? And me
That's
and
what
Mike,
we sit in the space of execution.
that's right. Me
The
and
world
Mike,
doesn't need more information, Don.
well, and the thing is the excitement, the energy, right?
Yes.
How many people out there are waking up every day, can't wait to get to it? You know, there's negative people out there that if you lifted up their hood, you find a battery terminal on negative on both terminals, right? Maybe we could help you, show you the joy of LinkedIn success, not the joy of doing LinkedIn, but the joy of succeeding at LinkedIn. And maybe you could help other people. And collectively, we could build an enormous, powerful force that works peer to peer, collaboratively, with great knowledge and distinction. Have a merit badge to say, I'm in this group and we're known for this, right? And that's our goal, is to brand ourselves as numero uno and become the #1 LinkedIn Live show on LinkedIn and team.
Absolutely. All right. So 2:31, we are over again, and we're getting better and better. I just want to leave us with one also invitation during the week. Send us any questions. I'm more than happy. Like, we looked at someone's LinkedIn. It could be your LinkedIn. So send us, message Don and I and say, I have this question. Can you help me on? We're Tuesday and Friday. We're here. So let's get some of that going. Send us some messages. And then I really appreciate everyone showing up. We have so much fun. And it's Friday. So thank God it's Friday. What a good name for a restaurant. Talk about good marketing. And have everyone have a fantastic weekend. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. And, another thing is, don't forget to get on the LinkTank waiting list. Really,
Yes.
we want to get in front of this and show the same amount of, motivation and direction. We're going to blast this thing out. We want everybody to be on the front line with us. And it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a lot of success as we go forward. Bank on it. So anyways, have yourself a lovely weekend. Take care of yourself. Maybe before you wrap it up today, comment on a few people, ring a couple bells, see for yourself, trust yourself to see how successful one can be with a little bit of information, and a lot will even get you further. So thanks. Next Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern, we'll be back, and we're going to have some offers and promotions coming up that you don't want to miss.
Amazing. Have an amazing day. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mike. Well, that definitely is.
We're still live. I
Really?
guess.
You can always cut the last piece off.
We are still live, and
Mike?